Ahoy! Today I'd like to show you a bunch of new skins and some upcoming stuff that have been shown by New World. Some of it is stuff that just came into the game today, and some of it later will be stuff that is not in the game yet, but has been teased in a way that we can see now. So that's really, really interesting. We're going to start with what's in the game shop right now. The other stuff will probably not be shop stuff for the most part. So here we have the Aegis of Providence. Many of you know this already because this was in the previous betas, but we have a bunch of other armor sets now. We have the Righteous Guardian here, a very heavy armor set. Then we have the Cambion Husk, which is, I suppose, a bit of a duelist slash hunter skin. I'm not quite sure what this is meant to be. We have the Runic Bear, the Viking skin. I think this was already in the game at some point as well. We have the Runic Fox, a bit of a more lightweight design. And the Runic Jackal, which was definitely in the game already. So that was the first Viking skin that we could try out. But more importantly for me personally, we have weapon skins. And some of you may already have seen this, may remember this, because this was already in a previous data mining that I had shown. This is just a hammer skin, Destroyer's Wrath. And I absolutely loved it when I first saw it. And there's going to be a lot of these here that were data mined at some point. Crescent Fang is a hatchet skin that was data mined at some point. Can't really see much more than this, to be honest. It's still relatively... It's still a hatchet, you know? But we have Firestone and Brim, or Fire and Brim as well, Brimstone as well. Again, one of the data mine skins. I wasn't quite sure because some of these models look a little bit not like the rest. And if they're going to look that way, but they actually are. Wonderful life staff here at this point. Harmonic Restoration. You can always see the price right next to them. They're all pretty like around the same range. Divine Vengeance actually is a spear. A trident type of spear. I'm trying to see if I can get to the other side. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Looks really, really cool in my opinion. The coolest spear skin I've seen so far. Though there are some high-level spears that are also really, really cool. Then we have Dragon's Coil shield here. We have Fenrir's Fury. Again, the Norse theme here. Viking theme. We have Howl at Dawn. Matching sword. And we have the Twin Wolves. Another hammer. And this one is also, again, one of the other parts of the data mining. A Viking hammer. So really, really cool skins here. On top of that, we also have some housing items. We have a pirate bundle, and I gotta say, it's tempting. I don't really want to spend that much money. God, I love pirate stuff. So this is gonna be a tough one. This is relatively expensive, as you can see. This is 23,000 gold. So this is a very, very pricey one. Somebody said it was around $30. I'm not sure if that was US dollars, Australian dollars. You have a bunch of crest bundles. Those were already like somewhere to be found beforehand. So yeah, you can get a lot of those relatively cheap in comparison. And then there's an overview of all the bundles here. Some of them are also emotes here. So you have the Eyes on You emote where you, no, let's turn around, see if we can get it from the front. Where you just kind of like point at the enemy. And then the arm flex was already around before. I can show it again as well. It's just, oh no, never mind. It's actually a different flex. And then there is the thumbs sideways, thumbs up, and thumbs down if it works. I'm just going to wait a little bit here till the animation actually clicks in. So these are a bunch of the things that we can get in-game now, and then you have a bunch of different dies as well. But there is more outside of the game. And that's what we're going to look at now. So we switch over here. Hope this works. Wonderful. So these are from the art book. And I'm not going to show everything from the art book, but I read through the exact specifics of what's allowed, and it's in a way where you can use the art book for content as long as it's within certain limitations. So I'm going to show you some of these skins which I think look really cool, or I'm primarily going to show you the things from the art book that are, in my opinion, likely going to be armor skins and weapon skins, because I think that's the part that, you know, a lot of people want to know about. So this armor set, for example, I haven't seen at all. And as you can see, there are a ton of variations here, a ton of different ones. And these are not necessarily just earlier concept arts, because you'll see later that there are some, well, things that could possibly be concept arts that actually made it into the game. So we'll get to that. We have this armor set. Again, keep in mind with all of these, they are from the art book. They aren't necessarily making it into the game. And some of them may also be enemies. Like this especially looks like it could easily be an enemy as well. But then at the same time, some of the other designs make it seem like it might not. So I don't know. This skin, absolutely cool. Very, very heavy armor set here that I absolutely love. There's only one better one. We have the dog as a pet here, but I wouldn't get too hyped and think that maybe we have pets that follow us, but rather for now I would assume that these are pets that will be in your house. You can already have pets in your house as of now, and I'm assuming they're going to add more, and you can see there's like a bunch of different armor sets that you can add to your dog here. Maybe we'll get specific pets that come with a bunch of different outfits as well, who knows. Here we have another armor set. This one most definitely looks like a player set. Also really, really cool. With this one, I'm not sure. This looks like it might be a cash shop skin to me because it kind of goes along with the Halloween theme as well. Don't know. This one is where I can most certainly tell you that some of these skins here may make it into the game, even if they're just small concept ones, because this one here is actually in the game already. So it seems that even though these are the big ones here that are displayed, there's a possibility that any of these could or could not make it into the game. I really like this one, but I especially think that this one and this one look cool as well. So I'd be happy to see more of these in game. Then we have more armor sets. These ones look a little more, I would say maybe Ebon Scale Reach type of armor. I can't say for sure, but really cool as well. And even more armor sets. Though in this case, the stature of the character carrying it, wearing it, is a bit bigger than the player model. So I'm not sure if this is maybe an NPC one only. Can't tell, of course. And this one you may recognize because this is actually the Golden Rage one. But in this case, it's not golden. It's instead white and red. So maybe there will be another version of another color of that later down the road. Here we have a coral themed one, which is also really cool. And here we have what is, in my opinion, the coolest armor in the game right now. And I really hope this is going to be one that's available for players because it looks absolutely badass. Just this whole wooden armor pieces, but still very intimidating. Then we have the very edgy style here with like I would say it's almost like a scarecrow / raven style. I really like it. A lot of different designs here. Once again, you can see that there are different styles, even with like a massive cross on the back. This one's very anime style almost. So there's a lot of different versions here. Also really, really cool. And oh, let's see if we can move on from that one still. Nope, it froze up on me. Give me 1 second. This should hopefully be fixable. And then we move on to the next one. Wonderful. This one, I think, is actually the skin that we looked at just before. I think that one's already in the game, or looks relatively similar. It has a few scratches and scars here, so maybe it's a variation. Can't tell for sure. But these most certainly look like player armors as well, because they even leave out the face. So, yeah, you just add your character behind it. And then these ones could be NPCs as well, but they all have very human-esque features, so I'm not sure. Again, could potentially be player armor. And that brings us to the weapons, and there's some really, really cool stuff here. So this one is basically the holy selection, I would say. You can see 3 different variations of shield here, like for the different sizes or different weight classes. And then we have all the other weapons here. We have like, I think this is likely going to be the fire staff. This is probably going to be a spear. No, this is actually the spear. So this might be a life staff. I can't say for sure, but because they're both kind of, you know, without the effects, it's hard to tell. But I think this looks more like a fire staff to me personally. But yeah, I really like those. Then we have some more armor skins here. Also really, really cool ones. I don't know, kind of forest hunter type of thing. And these ones, again, I'm not really sure because initially I thought this would be enemies, it would be NPCs. But then if you look closely at this one in particular, you'll notice that there's actually a face behind it. So it's a helmet for a normal person. And this one, it has like a similar thing where there's like something covering up the face. So considering how the Golden Rage skin looks, I'm really not sure. And there's really a good chance that after all, this might be player skins as well. Wow, it's always hard to skip forward after zooming in once. Very annoying, but hopefully it works in just a sec. I'll just try it now. Oh, it's locking me onto this one. There we go. And now we have a more of a, I would say almost Egyptian themed one, especially if you look down here. It's almost like an Anubis or something. Very different. I don't know if it'll be something that, well, spoilers, potentially comes with future content, which is themed in that direction, possibly. So that would be really cool if we get like an Egyptian themed area, and then it's armor for that. But it could also just be like a cash shop thing. We don't know. Here we have some weapons that I think are just NPC weapons because they're basically all the pirate weapons. But I have been told by Freedom that he has owned some of them as a player as well. So unless he's misremembering, there's a chance that some of these might be available for players. Obviously notable here, 2 pistols, which are currently not available for players. But we'll get back to that in a little bit. These ones also really cool. I really like this staff, especially like this Cobra style thing. And again, kind of the holy look here. These are likely ice gauntlets, I would say, but we can never quite say for sure. Typically the ice gauntlets have nothing in their grasp. They have nothing like being held, whereas the teasers of the void gauntlet that we've seen so far are holding something in their hand, so they might be a little bit different. And then we have even more weapons of this style. Again, very, very interesting ones, very cool ones. I just generally really like the look of these weapons here. And here we have more Dryad-inspired ones. These might just be enemy weapons. I know that some of these are definitely enemy weapons, especially the bows, but it might be that we could also get at least some of them as players. And I think these ones should at least partially be player weapons because I've seen some of them being included. And also, I haven't seen any Dryads using an ice gauntlet. I know that there are some Dryads in the files that might potentially be ice gauntlet users, but maybe it's for them, but I feel like it's more likely that there's just a wooden version of the ice gauntlet for players, which would be really cool. And then we have even more weapons in the same style. I actually had some armor in the same theme as this, so there's a good chance that some of this might be obtainable already from Guns of Genesis, for example. We'll have to see. And yeah, we'll move on to these, because this is really interesting to me. Like I said, currently, the pistol is only available for mobs. But there are a ton of different pistol models up here, 6 and then another one here, that seem a bit excessive if they were all of them only for mobs. Because I don't see what mob would need 6 different similar styles. Obviously, it might just be that this is the final result and these were just test versions. But in my opinion, with how much detail they are putting into the pistols and with the other teased pistols and everything as well, or shown pistols, there's a pretty good chance that the pistols will end up maybe in the game sooner rather than later, because it's a weapon that's been shown a lot here for some reason, whereas other weapons haven't been shown that much. We have a nice rapier as well. And here we have a set of weapons that are partially in the game already, because the hammer is what I just showed you beforehand, but not all of these are in the game yet, so maybe they'll come out over time. I really love that sword. I'd love to have like a thick World of Warcraft style sword as my main hand. And yeah, these would probably be cash shop skins. What's very notable here is, of course, there is some sort of mace. And it's unlikely that this is a hammer skin, because this is the hammer. And the mace is also a weapon that is currently not in the game, but has been hinted at. So who knows? Who knows what we'll see? And then we have another bunch of weapons here. These are more the traditional weapons once again. Very cool. And this one, again, I think are likely ice gauntlets because they're not holding something, but we never know for sure. But I think the pattern and everything makes it look like ice gauntlets to me. And that is everything that we have, which is quite a lot. There are a lot of other things in the art book as well. You can check it out if you have the deluxe version, then you can access it. But I think what we've seen so far here is very, very interesting. It's very cool, very exciting. And I'm hoping that we see a lot of that in game. And from what it looks like, not all of it will be cash shop, which is very important as well, I think. Because a lot of the armors that I showed you before, we know can already be crafted or dropped in the world. So they will be accessible in one way or another. With that, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you get updated of other New World info content, in-depth content. We got it all here. And also, if you want to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DukeSloth, that's where I'll be streaming right after this, basically, as soon as the game launches in Australia. And yeah, feel free to check it out there. Or feel free to hop on my Discord. Link will be down below as well if you have any questions or anything else. Thank you for watching. DukeSloth, out.